Have you ever felt like your body keeps changing, but no one gave you the updated owner's manual? Or maybe what worked in your 20s doesn't work anymore. Maybe you're in perimenopause wondering if this is normal. Or you have a daughter and you're trying to figure out how to talk to them about food and body image without passing on all the diet culture noise that you grew up with. Hi, I'm Amy from Reformed Fitness, and I recently took a continuing education course on fueling women's health through all the critical stages of life, all the way from teen years through menopause and beyond. So today I want to share some of my biggest takeaways with you, not in a textbook way, but in a very real, how can I apply this in my life way. One of the first things that the presenter, Jessica Crandall Snyder, emphasized is that women are not confused because we're bad at nutrition. We're confused because we're bombarded. We're juggling careers, family, aging parents, kids' schedules, and on top of that, we're getting hit with diet advice from Instagram, magazines at the checkout line, friends at book club, or random influencers talking about intermittent fasting, cleanses, keto, you name it. And it's not just noise. It feels like pressure. Many women feel overweight or not good enough, even when their BMI is technically normal. That pressure can lead to restriction, cutting out entire food groups, over-exercising to burn off those calories, or constantly hopping from trend to trend. The problem with this is that this cycle can lead to low energy, loss of muscle mass, and even long-term health problems like osteoporosis and heart disease. So one big takeaway for me was women don't need more rules. They need clearer priorities and paths. So instead of chasing the latest trend, this course really centered around four main pillars: a healthy mindset, how we think about food, our bodies, and aging; activity, moving regularly in ways that are sustainable; nutrition, so fueling your body instead of depriving it; and longevity, thinking about our future bones, heart, and brain, not just the scale. When I'm coaching clients, I see the same thing that Jessica described. If something doesn't work in 2 weeks, women are tempted to ditch it and go try the next thing. This course was a great reminder that sustainable change is more like a marathon, less like a sprint. Now let's talk about the specifics of what I learned or had reinforced in a powerful way. The first one being protein. Most women aren't getting enough protein, or they're eating all of it at one time, dinner. So a really helpful guideline from this course was aiming for 20 to 30 grams of protein at each meal, an even distribution between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This supports your muscle mass, metabolism, and actually staying full between meals, preventing that snacking indulgence. And if you're strength training, protein becomes even more important. Next thing is carbohydrates. They are not the enemy. What I loved about this course is that it highlighted the differences between nutrient-rich carbs and heavily processed sugary carbs. So focusing on your nutrient-rich carbs, fruits, whole grains, starchy vegetables, dairy. And when women overly restrict carbs, their energy will crash, you'll have poor workout recovery, and your mood and sleep can suffer. Carbohydrates actually help boost serotonin and can support better sleep when they're a part of a balanced meal. Now, fats and fiber. For fats, the focus was less on a high-fat diet, more on healthy fats in moderate amounts. Think nuts, seeds, avocado, olive oil, fatty fish, and avoiding trans fats. For fiber, most women are getting less than half of the recommendation, which is 25 to 35 grams per day. It's a simple, doable goal. You can aim for about 10 grams of fiber per meal with things like vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains. Fiber isn't just about digestion. It also is about blood sugar, gut health, and even lowering your visceral abdominal fat. A few nutrients came up again and again. Iron, especially important from ages 9 to 50. Many women need about 18 milligrams per day. After the age of 50, it drops down to about 8 milligrams. So think red meat, poultry, fish, egg yolks, leafy greens, beans, fortified cereal to get your iron in. Calcium and vitamin D, which are huge for bone health. Most women, ages 19 to 50, need about 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day. If you are over 50, you need a little bit more, about 1,200 milligrams per day. Omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory, support brain health and heart health. Your goal is to have at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or use plant sources like flax seeds, walnuts if someone doesn't do fish. And phytoestrogens. This was a big one for the perimenopause, menopause conversation. Foods like soy, flaxseed, and beans may help with hot flashes, bone health, and long-term risk reductions. A simple recommendation from this course was 1 to 2 servings of soy-based foods per day for women who can tolerate soy. Another big takeaway is that women's bodies are supposed to change over time. In the teen years and early 20 years, restricting calories too hard can actually stunt growth and bone development. Around age 25 and beyond, your metabolism will gradually slow down. And in perimenopause, often your 40s, estrogen starts to drop and weight tends to shift more towards the belly. That central weight gain feels alarming, but it's also very common and very normal. That lower estrogen increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis. So instead of thinking, how do I get my 23-year-old body back? The better question is, how can I support this current stage that my body is in so it stays as strong and resilient and healthy as possible? That's where protein, strength training, fiber, your omega-3s, your calcium, and consistent movement really become non-negotiables for long-term health. Practical strategies that you can use right now. The plate method: half a plate of veggies, a quarter plate protein and healthy fats, and a quarter plate starchy carbs. It sounds simple, and it's a very easy visual that works for almost anyone at any age. Break up your activity during the day. So if 30 minutes at one time feels overwhelming to move around, 10 minutes after breakfast, 10 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes after dinner. It'll still add up and is much more realistic for busy women. And meet yourself where you're at. Track, but don't obsess. Notice the patterns. Are you skipping breakfast? Are you hardly drinking any water? Going 6 to 7 hours before meals and then grazing all night? So start with the easiest win. Maybe it's adding in a protein-rich breakfast, or 1 glass of water, or a 10-minute walk between meetings. And lastly, focus on health, not just the weight. This course really emphasized that eating nutrient-rich foods, moving regularly, sleeping enough, and managing stress are all of the things that matter the most. These are all of the health outcomes, not just a number on the scale. So if you felt like your body has been misbehaving as you move into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, it's not misbehaving, it's just changing. And your nutrition and strength training and mindset should change with it. My biggest takeaway from this course is that women deserve better than quick fixes and punishment-based approaches. We deserve science, context, and compassion through every decade of life. So if you have any questions about how this applies to your specific age, whether you're premenopausal, perimenopausal, postmenopausal, or thinking about your daughter, I'm always happy to talk more about what I learned. So thank you for hanging out with me today, and here's to fueling your body you can live in, lift in, and enjoy for a very long time.